Leah took me to school on what reality TV is and how unreal it is. Now watching the second reality series or Aftermath series, I see it takes it to a whole different level. It's so obviously scripted, rehearsed, acted, and dramatized every step of the way that it's just a whole new level of false impression. I spoke earlier about how Alex Gibney pirated from this Roast Beef Productions in the UK. He pirated their format that he used in his documentary, which was to say they came up with this idea of we'll get witnesses to say things, and if they won't go far enough, we'll bring in Tony Ortega, who will say anything for a handout. And he can make it sound like the person said something else, okay? And so they used him interdispersed to the film. And then Gibney did the exact same thing. Tony Ortega, who didn't participate in the book, supposed to be a documentary about the book, didn't participate whatsoever, is throughout because he's going to create the branches. In the Aftermath, they compound the felony because they use the exact same technique, except that the producer, director, talent, actor, Leah and Mike Rinder are doing it throughout. They introduce a concept with a bunch of generalities. Then they have somebody say something. Then Rinder and Remini jump back in and interpret and throw out more generalities. And it's completely and utterly altered the reality of what the person's experience was. In other words, the people who participate don't even have to have a story, which in fact, none of them to date that I've seen through season 1 has a story worthy of news. How do I know? Because I knew these people 9 years ago when the news was reporting some of the stuff that was going on the previous 10 to 20 years when the news was interested in, okay, they didn't make the cut then, but they're making the cut now because they'll tell they'll say whatever they're saying, and as introduced by Leah and Mike, and then interpreted afterwards, and then bridged to their next comment, it all of a sudden becomes this nefarious, scary thing. And that is the technique that's used episode after episode.